Welcome to Mutual Fund Family.
Log on to mutualfundfamily.com for more info.
Our defense forces risk their lives to manage our safety. Our series, Defend Your Money, will help them manage their money. And joining me to answer their questions is well-known certified financial planner, Gajendra Kothari. Thank you very much, Gajendra.
Thanks.
I think this series is something very special.
Correct.
Because our forces are there on the borders, defending us all the time. In the process, they sometimes just do not get the time or the information to be able to manage what is so important for them, especially once they've left the forces and have a long life ahead because they retire early. So we've got lots of postcards which have come in. We're going to take some questions.
Sure.
This one comes in from Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. This officer says he's 33 years old. He's a major. He's currently married and has a small child. He owns a flat in Gurgaon, for which he will be paying his last installment next year, that is 2017. Would it be prudent to go for a second flat at this point, is his question. My wife is not working. Or is there a better investment for potential growth than real estate at the moment that I can do? In fact, this is a very interesting question. I come from a forces background myself.
Right.
And I think because there is so much of lack of information about financial assets and property, and real estate is something perhaps which over generations one has seen, we tend to gravitate towards real estate, especially in the forces. What would you tell him to do with his money?
So Vivek, as you rightly mentioned that, in India, as Indians, we naturally have a love towards physical assets more than financial assets. Maybe a couple of reasons. Financial literacy is not very much there, and people would like to have tangible things, So real estate is the best example. Since he already has one real estate investment in Gurgaon, I wouldn't recommend him to go for another, because real estate invariably, occupies then 80-90% of your overall wealth, and your overall 80% of your overall wealth lies in a locked-in asset. It's not liquid in nature. So whenever if you have any emergency and you want some money, liquidity, you can't encash that. He can go for other financial assets. If he wants safety, there are a lot of fixed deposits and government saving schemes available which can give him guaranteed returns if he wants complete security. But because he has time on his side, he's just 33 and he has a long way to go maybe for his retirement or for his child's education in future, he can actually take the equity route to compound his money. And that's where I think mutual funds come into very handy. He can invest in very plain vanilla diversified equity funds, and over 5 or 10 year period he can expect double-digit kind of returns which can beat inflation and yet give him that kind of liquidity and tax-free status. So I think that would be far more better option compared to going for another real estate.
And since people in the defense forces are obviously salaried, they get a certain amount, their savings is fairly high because a lot of your accommodation, etc. gets taken care of. So if I were to throw a question at you, if he were to be able to put aside say even 5,000 or 10,000 rupees a month.
Correct.
He's 33. So we are talking of a 27-year kind of a time frame that he has. So let's take 25 years.
Okay.
What's the kind of wealth do you think he can build through this route? And how would that compare with say real estate returns, which at least in the last 5 years haven't really been good, but then these are cyclical markets.
Absolutely. So as you rightly very well said, because he's in defense forces, he receives salary every month. So the best option for him is something called SIP, systematic investment planning, wherein every month a certain amount gets debited from the bank account. It can be as low as 5,000 as you mentioned, and he has the option to do top up at any point of time. So if he does this 5,000 rupees investment over 20-25 years, that can itself become around 2.5 crores corpus when he do retire at 60. So that can be useful for his retirement or for his children's education or marriage at that point of time. And the beauty is that this money is not locked in, he has the liquidity at any point of time. And equity over a long cycle like 20 years, 30 years has proven to be given better return than the real estate in most of the countries over long periods. So I
It's
would.
also more tax efficient.
That's also more tax
Because
efficient.
within your over a year, you don't pay tax. when you
Absolutely,
actually recover your
absolutely,
money.
yes.
I do hope that answers your question. Thank you very much for taking care of all of us, and I do hope you will also take care of your money going forward. And thank you very much, Gajendra, for coming by and answering questions on Defend Your Money. Thank you.
The pleasure is mine, Vivek.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe Mutual Fund family.